Yes, SoccerBallaz, welcome back. And this time it's going to be a bit different because I'm doing an Aston Villa versus Norwich preview. For those of you who have tuned in before, it's me, Will Forrest, WF. As I said, no one calls me that, but you can feel free to. You're more than welcome. So, as you know, I'm a big Villa fan. Massive Villa fan all my life since my granddad took me down when I was a little kid. And we've got Norwich on Boxing Day. A big 6-pointer, even at this stage at the season, because those second round of matches are starting to come round, aren't they? Norwich haven't been doing too well either since coming up, lying in 19th place, and we're only one better off. Had we beaten Southampton at the weekend, at least there'd been a little bit of breathing room between us and the bottom three, but unfortunately there isn't. So it gets you to thinking, what is going wrong at the Villa? What improvements are needed? Not change. There's no point in change. It's what improvements can be made to that side. And for me, we need two up front. We need to get more goals. Our top goal scorer at the moment is Jack Grealish with 5 goals in the league. Then you've got Wesley with 4 and El Ghazi with 3. Jack Grealish is playing left wing or centre midfield. We need more goals from our strikers. Our assists as well. 4 from Grealish, joint top with El Ghazi. 2 from Gilbert. It's not great, is it, for a midfield? But then again, the midfield does get changed around quite a bit. I know Dino likes his 4-3-3. I love Dino to bits. He's done a great job since he's come in. But it's time to change to a plan B. Improve to a plan B. So for me, it's a 5-3-2. And I run through my team. We'd have Tom Heaton in goal. He's got that Premier League experience from his Burnley days. It's been solid enough for us. I mean, you think of some of the saves that he's made. That one in the defeat at Chelsea from Willian's free kick was breathtaking. One of the saves of the season. So I'd stick with him in goal at the moment to give some confidence to that back line. Then you go for 5 at the back, and you've got to have 2 wing backs who will get forward, who will put crosses in, who will try to push on, who can make interceptions as well, who can make a difference to the defence. And right wing back, easily Freddie Gilbert. Freddie Gilbert has been, in my opinion, sensational since joining. Looking at the Premier League website and looking at statistics for us, in a lot of the categories, he's top 3. Now, one of those is yellow cards, which isn't such a good thing. But you have assists. You have Freddie G in 3rd place with 2. You look at aerial battles won. He's had 36s in 3rd place. Clearances, 38, 3rd place. Interceptions, 1st place with 33. Now, don't get me wrong, he's got to get a lot closer to players than he did Redmond for that 3rd goal against Southampton. But his attacking threat and his overall defensive play, he needs to be in the team. They're right wing back, left wing back. Neil Taylor's not a wing back, and apart from him, we only have Matty Targett. So you pop Matty Targett in. Matty Targett in these stats appears once, and that's for interceptions, and that's 24, which is 9 less than Freddie, but he's top 3 again. You know, with Targett, at least he'll push forward. He will get crosses into the box. He may not have as many assists as he wanted, but it took him a while to get into the team. He's found the back of the net against Brighton in that 2-1 win. He does need to work harder. The 1st goal against Southampton, he should have been busting his gut to get in front of Ings, and he didn't. But there we go. You put those 2 in, you get them forward, you get the crosses in for the strikers, you get the overlaps. Now, 3 centre-backs. There's 4 to choose from at the moment. And unfortunately, I'd be leaving Courtney House out. I think Courtney House is more of a left back rather than a Premier League centre back. I like the guy, very composed on the ball, some lovely passing ability, skillful as well. which you wouldn't really expect from him. But the three that make my back line, left side, Ezri Konsa. Don't know what he's done wrong to have got dropped recently. For Engels, I think he's been a very good player for us. He looks comfortable enough in the Premier League, and I would half expect that if we stay up, that it'll be him and Mings starting the majority of matches next season. And when Mings comes back, I wouldn't be surprised to see it being those two at centre half. I put Engels in the middle for his height more than anything else. Now, Engels, unlike Ezri Konsa, just pop up a couple of times here. Engels gets into second place for clearances with 76, and that's behind Tyrone Mings. And his third place for passes, 530. Now that's 139 behind our first place, and that's Tyrone Mings, a player who we're obviously missing. But Engels had that bit of an injury. He wasn't quite fit. That's why Belgium didn't pick him. But hopefully coming back into a back three where he's got two other people to rely on as well will help his confidence. And then you grab that armband off Grealish, who is a brilliant captain. He's a brilliant captain. But you give it to James Chester and you say, go on, this is your moment. You helped us get into the Premier League. This is your moment in a back five. Lead this back five into battle against Pukki and company, and let's get a Villa win. James Chester will put his head on the ball. He'll put his body on the line, as we know, with his bad knees like he has done. And he's always capable of grabbing you a goal. Got a few in the Championship, in the 3-0 win away at Middlesbrough, the 2-2 home draw with Hull, scoring at Preston away as well, just to name a few. So that's your back five. Gilbert, Captain Chester, Engels, Konsa, Target. Gives you a solid base and allows you to push on. Gives you a little bit of a goal threat there as well. Now, the three in midfield is more of a triangle. So, the two in main midfielders, I would go for Douglas Luiz. I think Douglas Luiz is very comfortable on the ball. He made that silly mistake on his debut where he lets it run through his legs. But since then, he's been all right. I mean, he's not gracing the top three for anything here, but he's in and out of the side. He's been selected for Brazilian teams, but you get him on the ball, he's got a fierce shot on him, he's got a good pass, good vision, good awareness. He will get forward and back. He may need to come off at some point, if he gets a bit tired, but like with any player. And then next to him, you put Harahan. Both of them, I think, would excel in these roles because they don't have to worry about the defensive side as much, because they should always have three behind them, if not four, if just one wing back pushes on. So then Harahan and Luiz are there, able to get on the ball, to run with it a bit more, to have time to look up, to create, to play it out wide to their respective wing backs, and also try and play some lovely through balls forward, connecting with the front two. But the main man for midfield in that hole has to be Jack Grealish. Now, you can put the armband on him and he'll have a great game. You can take it off and tell him, play with freedom. Don't worry about the other responsibilities. Just get on that ball and make sure that we get goals. Slip through balls through to the strikers and run with it yourself. Now, Super Jack is here in second place for shots with 35. He's done 666 passes. He's got 4 assists, which is joint most with Anwar El Ghazi, and he's got our most goals with 5. That's not a stat that you like to see. Your midfielder is your top scorer, unless it's a Frank Lampard at Chelsea and he's banging in 18 to 20. But with Jack Grealish, you put that ball at his feet and it feels like the world has stopped and you're waiting to see what he's going to do next. He will glide past people. He will get fouled. He will go down at the slightest of touches. But if you're nudging him, you're pushing him, that's a foul. Simple as. He's shown this year that he can score goals, that he will get into the right areas, that he will spur the team on. You know, he's getting clapped off by the whole end against Southampton because of the performances that he's putting in. He's Mr. Aston Villa. Get him in that hole and let's see what happens from there. 2 up front. I wasn't going to go for him, but I have done, and that's the big man, Wesley. Wesley's our second top scorer with 4 goals. He's had the third amount of shots with 31. Most aerial battles won, 59. He's also been offside 11 times. I mean, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, it doesn't seem like we're offside very much this season because Wesley likes to drop. He likes to do that Bobby Firmino, get on the ball, hold it up, play other players in, get them into the game. Whereas we need, and we've been calling out for someone to race into the box. So if Wesley's up front with someone else, he can win those aerial battles, flick the ball on, play it out wide, in the hope that those wing-backs, those midfielders can get the ball through to him. I'd have Wesley on the right-hand side of the 2 strikers, same as Dougie Luiz, so that Dougie Luiz can link up with him nicely. My other striker, you're expecting me to say Jonathan Kodjia, but I'm not going to. I like Kodjia. It was a very close call, but for this game, for Watford, whilst we're waiting for January, and it might be a bit of a gamble, let's try El Ghazi up front. Anwar El Ghazi can hit a ball with his right foot, his left foot, and he can head a ball. We know that from that playoff final header. But with him, he plays against these sorts of teams, these Norwich teams, the Newcastles, the teams that are lower down in the league, and he comes alive. It's like he's got a confidence. He believes he can get past their players. He believes he can have an influence on the game. He's got 3 goals, 3rd top scorer, joint top with assists with 4 as well. He needs a run. He needs confidence. You can't just keep swapping him and Trezeguet in and out of the team. So for me, El Ghazi up front, do it for a couple of matches, see what happens. If it doesn't work out, you've got Kodjia to fall back on. You've got Trezeguet to fall back on. You can switch your formations again. It's not going to hurt. He won't mind drifting out wide as well to get the ball into the box. So there you have it. Heaton, Gilbert, Captain Chester, Engels, concert target. Douglas Luiz and Horahan in midfield with Grealish just in front. Wesley and El Ghazi up front. Now my subs, Courtney House, just in case anyone gets injured in that back line, you can pop him in at centre back. You can mix things up a bit if you have to. Go back to a back 4. Nyland, very well against Liverpool in goal, didn't they? Some great saves. But yeah, him as a sub. Nakamba as a sub. Trezeguet as a sub as well. Kodjia would be a sub. El Mohammadi, he can come on if any of the back line get injured again. Gilbert can play at centre back. He can play on the left side. So El Mohammadi can come in onto the right and we just move Freddie G about. And the other sub I'd go for is Hotter. You bring him on if you need to for a bit of creativity. You can always drop Jack back. You can and then put Hotter into that free role if you need to. And some teams will do this. They'll go for 5 in defence. They'll have 2 midfielders, 2 attacking midfielders, and a striker. If it's not working, you take one of the strikers off. You put Hotter on alongside Jack Grealish and tell them both just to get on that ball as much as possible. And we could see some damage created to the opposition. Those are my views anyway. Be interesting to see what you guys think. Let's hope that we get a Villa win. Who cares if it's 1-0 with a 90th minute Wesley header? I don't. Let's just cheer on those boys in claret and blue. Get the whole 10 loud and singing. The rest of Villa Park rocking. And we'll see you on the other side, hopefully with 3 more points. If you like the podcast, please check out the other videos and you will notice that there is a little red subscribe button in the bottom corner. Give that a click for us. That'd be great. Up the Villa.